When it comes to finances, are you ready to make a change? Today, we're going to be looking at 5 very easy steps that you can take accountability in and really make that change when it comes to the finance. And we're going to break these down, guys. And if you fundamentally follow them, they're incredibly easy and they are a game changer when you really take accountability with your life. Number 1, write down anything you spend. This is actually something I did during my master's program while I was at Walsh. Writing down every single penny you spend. You will not understand until you actually do this. You can do it for 2 weeks. You can do it for 4 weeks. In my class, we did it for 3 months. That is right, guys. 3 consecutive months of every single penny that you spend, from how much you got paid to how much you spent, breaking down into what you really categorize it in. Is it the needs? Is it the wants? Is it the debt repayment? Breaking it down visually gives you an idea of where every penny is and where you can actually cut those costs. This is probably one of the most valuable exercises that you can do when you're looking at budgeting, when you're looking at finance, because again, you can see what it looks like. And also this will reveal a lot of places, number 1, that you're overspending, or number 2, places where you can really cut things. Now, again, when it comes to needs, there are a lot of things that you can get cheaper, whether it's insurance, whether it's a refinance of a loan, debt consolidation. There's a lot of different things. When you look at the categories and breaking it down, you can really see the game-changing difference of this. Even if you don't have money, guys, if you're getting a paycheck, again, this is one of the most fun and eye-opening exercises. The sole objective is to see exactly the habits that you're buying, whether you're spending money on entertainment expenses, whether you're buying coffee, regardless of what you're buying, guys. Most people can cut personal spending by about 15 to 20% just by using this very, very easy financial goal tactic that, again, a lot of people don't know. When you start out and you get your paycheck, most of the time you cover your bills, you cover a couple things here and there. You might have some miscellaneous expenses, but a lot of people at the end of the month or at the end of the pay period wonder exactly where their money went. That is not going to be you guys, because you are going to know. Number 2, pay yourself first. This is something we have talked about before, and this is really a financial game changer, guys. Even if it's 20 bucks, 10 bucks, 50 bucks, regardless of what it is, guys, this is setting it up automatically to pay yourself first. So what's going to happen is when you get a paycheck, let's say your paycheck is $2,000, $50 comes off the top, boom, just put into a savings account elsewhere. That means you have $19.50. That is going to be your budget. That is going to be the money that you're going to have to budget to, making cuts, making expenses, kind of doing a couple creative finance things to make sure that your budget works. But again, if you're paying yourself first, you are taking it in its entirety out of the equation. I know it can go in a couple different budgets, and that is the reason, guys, I do zero-based budgeting, which we've talked about before. So going down to where every single dollar goes and where every penny goes. Now, this is another thing that is super easy. You can automate this 100%, meaning that the money that you're taking out to pay yourself first is going into another account or a sub account. That is not going into your primary bill account where all of your bills come out, the entertainment expenses, and all of the debt repayment that comes out of. Now, with this money, it is going to be earmarked to start that emergency fund. If you've ever followed Dave Ramsey, guys, we are looking for $1,000. That is right. That is the basis for the emergency fund. This is long before investing. This is long before, paying down the house, paying down a lot of other things. It is the emergency fund. Now, this is not really a true tried and true emergency fund. Tried and true emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of expenses. However, this is going to be the basis, and this is going to get you started off with that $1,000 that is going to cover a majority of the smaller expenses that most Americans do have in their life. After we have that emergency fund, this is where it gets really exciting, because this is the part where you start either this debt snowball or you do the debt avalanche to start eliminating the high rate debt. This is going to give you more money, guys. As soon as you start paying off high interest debt, as soon as you start consolidating this, getting it down further and further, faster and faster, you will see not only the snowball method, which kind of just plows right through debt, you will find very crafty ways to save money here and there. Regardless of what it is, guys, if you're picking up a side gig, you can go ahead and amplify the amount that you can repay this debt to the point of the debt being completely gone. Then, of course, once it's gone, you can start pushing money into investments. Now, this, of course, is going to be one of the absolute biggest wealth builders that you'll ever see in your entire life. If you're investing, especially if you have 10, 15, 20, 30, some of us even 40, 50 years to invest, guys, the power of compounding interest. If you're not sitting on debt and you're actually on the other side, because when it comes to this and when it comes to debt itself, guys, you're on either one side of the equation or the other side of the equation. Either you're carrying debt and you are paying interest on that debt, or you're putting money into investments, you're putting it into stocks and bonds, putting it into high yield savings accounts, and the financial institutions are paying you interest. That is right, guys. They're going to pay you money on the money you have with them, which is literally the opposite of carrying that debt and how expensive that debt can be. Now, looking at number 3, treat your credit card like cash. This means that you are not going to use the credit card for all of your expenses, but this means that you are going to pay off the credit card incredibly fast with a really, really strong focus. It's very hard to spend physical money, guys. This is why, the cash envelope stuffing method, the cash payment method, it is very hard to part with the physical $100 bills, $50 bills, $20 bills, whatever you have. There's a very, very strong psychological barrier and a very strong tie when it comes to actually spending. If you have a $100 bill and you're looking to get something small, most of the time you're not going to buy it because you don't want to break that $100 bill. Use the same mentality with a credit card, guys. Now, credit cards, if used correctly, can be an extraordinary tool. Notice I said tool. It is not a debt accumulation device. A lot of people treat it as a backup savings plan. A lot of people treat it as the emergency expense. That is not what it is at all, guys. It is a way to build credit. Make sure you're getting receipts. Make sure you're paying it off in its entirety. Number 4, we get into tracking your net worth. This again is a huge thing, guys, because this is where you can move the needle. As you're eliminating debt, as you're starting to invest more, the net worth will continue to increase. You can do this even as a fun thing where if you're doing your budgeting every couple weeks, you can build in something within a spreadsheet wherever you're doing the budgeting to really build in the net worth, and you can see how the number varies depending on how much you're putting into those investment accounts. You want to eliminate debt and you want to buy assets. When you look at a car, it is one of the absolute biggest appreciation items that we have ever seen in history, losing 10 to 15% value driving it off the lot. Now, the same is not true when you purchase a house. House can actually appreciate in value, meaning it is worth more than you purchased it for, which is kind of, again, the opposite of what you do see with a car. Now, also with this, guys, debt repayment for student loans, you want to get those down. You want to pay off those student loans. And the final one on this, guys, is boosting your credit score. Credit score will set you up for financial success and you will get things cheaper forever. Literally the rest of your life, guys. You will get the best rate for auto loans, for mortgages, for anything you need to borrow. If you do need to borrow, boosting your credit score and having a strong credit score is going to make things cheaper forever. Not only the likeliness of you getting approved for a loan, but the likeliness of you paying a much lower interest rate for the loan that you're looking to take out with having a good credit score. Now, we know the biggest factors in here, guys, are how much you owe on your cards, how much credit you're using, the length of your credit history, the types of credit, and then, of course, credit inquiries, guys. There are a lot of free things out there that you can really monitor your credit, making sure that your score is improving. It also gives you a snapshot of things that are negatively affecting your credit. Most credit cards have credit score monitoring or credit score access that you have. Most financial institutions do. Most credit unions at this point have the exact same. So there's absolutely no reason that you should not be following and monitoring your credit, guys. If there is something that is damaged on your credit, if there's a late pay, if there's a collection account, take care of those. It is going to get cheaper again for your entire life with those. All right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. If you like the content that I'm providing, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.